friend. John MacLennan here, and in this video you're going to learn how to play Suzie Q as recorded by Creedence Clearwater Revival on guitar. Now this song has an awesome bluesy riff to it. I'm going to break it down for you note for note, then I'm going to show you also just the main progression. It's an 8-bar progression that just repeats throughout this song. Now before we dive into it, if you're new here, I want to hook you up with something right away. I put together this awesome fretboard guide that's going to show you the 5 must-know chords and scales to play in any style, anywhere on the neck. And I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below to grab your copy. All right, well with that said, let's break down this song. Let's jump into how to play Suzie Q as recorded by Creedence Clearwater Revival. We've got one main section and it's 8 bars long to learn. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our main progression there, and it's 8 bars long. Now it starts off with this awesome riff that's really bluesy. It's just 2 bars long. That part goes 3, 4. Now in the finger picking hand, what we're doing is we're playing just steady quarter notes on the low E string. We're gonna use a little palm mute here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to keep that thumb just going steady there. Then against that, we're going to go. Okay, we're going to play this little riff on top. So I'm going to be playing this finger style. Now you could use a pick to play it. I think it's actually harder to play it with a pick, but it's easy enough to where you can play this hybrid picking. It's not like crazy finger style. So once you've got this feeling steady, just that quarter note part there, we're going to add this part on top. Now here you play the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Then we're going to go to the 3rd string and play 2, 0. Then we're going to play the open 4th string and do a hammer-on down to the 2nd fret. That's going to start on beat 2. So we're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, and that's basically the first measure going into the first beat of the 2nd measure. So if I put that together with the bass line, it's going to go 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So some interesting things happening there. We've got bass notes and then the pinches coming together like on beat 2 like this. And then again, but then we have a little melody note falling in the cracks of the bass note. So then just the bass note, then a melody note, and then we do this hammer-on as we come down on the bass note. So that's a cool thing to practice, and it's really just all about the independence of being able to control those 2 parts. So okay, that's our first measure. Then in the 2nd measure, we're gonna go. Okay, that's the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Then we'll play the 5th string open and hammer to 2. Then play the open 4th string. Then we'll finish the last bass note in bar 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 becomes the 3rd fret there, and it just does this little riff. Right, that's one of the most iconic blues riffs. Just those 2 notes. You hear that in so many songs. So bar 2, we're gonna do that hammer on to the downbeat like this. And then we have another hammer on from the open A string to the 2nd fret. And then we play the low E as the hammer on arrives like this. Then 4th string, then the 3rd fret of the low E. So bar 2 goes. And here it is with bar 1. And it starts again. And you could let off that palm mute on the low 3rd fret there if you want. Or you could keep it muted. Either way, it's just a riff there that you're grooving on, and all of that is based around, it's called an E7 sharp 9 chord. It's really just a Jimi Hendrix kind of, or, you know, really where I think it comes from is Smokestack Lightning, you know? The Howlin' Wolf tune, and that quote comes up later in Suzie Q. You hear the riff being played, so this is just a little take on that. Now, one thing, when you do that first pinch like this, that one can kind of be staccato, so. So that's our riff. Now that goes a few times at the top, and then it's played twice once the vocal comes in. So here it is from the verse. Then we go. So what's happening here is we go to an A chord. Now we're just gonna play a typical A with one finger, and what I want you to do is play the bass note first, and then pinch 4 strings. And that's just clawing the strings there with your finger picking hand. Then we go up to C, 3, 5, 5, 5, just a C bar chord, and then drop it down to B. Then back to the riff. So altogether, it sounds like this. Congrats on making it through this bluesy lesson on how to play Suzie Q as recorded by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Be sure to take your time with that, keeping that thumb going and playing that counter melody against it. It takes time. When you first start, it feels a little bit like the, pat your head, like rub your belly thing where you're doing 2 different things at once. But I recommend practicing just getting that thumb part and then getting the higher part, the melody. Just practice them individually and then slowly, beat by beat, put it together. And to help you even more, make sure to download my ultimate fretboard guide at the first link down below. And this is going to show you the 5 chords and scales that I use to play up and down the neck in any key, and these work for any style. So it's just this 1-page PDF that I put together, and you can download it completely for free at johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide, or use the first link down below. Also, before you go, leave a comment and let me know your #1 struggle with guitar right now that if we could sit down and I could help you with. Just comment it down below so I can incorporate it into some future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another lesson real soon.